That is all about here, the weekly highlights of Arakan. BROUK calls on Argentine court to issue arrest warrants for top AA leaders. AA police found among drug distributors in Arakan. AA orders people to hand over firearms and weapons within 45 days. Junta blocks cargo deliveries in Sittwe. Kyaukphyu resident rearrested after release, handed additional 10-year prison sentence. ULA court sentences man to 40 years in prison for raping 4 women. In Arakan, intense fighting between the Myanmar military and the Arakan army has been ongoing for over a year. From September 1st to 7th of 2025, we'll be bringing you notable updates from Arakan. BROUK calls on Argentine court to issue arrest warrants for top AA leaders. On September 3rd, the UK-based Burmese Rohingya organization UK filed a petition to the Federal Court of Argentina requesting arrest warrants for Arakan Army Commander-in-Chief Major General Tremernai, Deputy Commander-in-Chief Dr. Nhu Tran Au, and other senior AA leaders. The petition accuses them of committing genocide against Muslims. According to BRUK's statement, the AA has been accused of mass killings of Muslim civilians, rape and other forms of sexual violence, as well as torture and other atrocities. The statement further noted that a report released by the UN Human Rights Council on July 29th had already documented crimes committed by the AA against Muslim communities. Among the incidents highlighted was the May 2, 2024 massacre in Tanshaokan village, Butidam Township. This is not the first time BROUK has pursued legal action under the principle of universal jurisdiction. In 2019, BROUK filed a case in Argentina against Myanmar military leadership and civilian leaders, accusing them of genocide against the Rohingya people. That case targeted Senior General Mi Aung Hlaing and his deputy Vice Senior General So Win, as well as then State Counsel Daw Aung San Suu Kyi and former President U Tin Kyaw. In February 2025, the Argentine Federal Court issued arrest warrants for those named. In the latest petition, BROUK said it had submitted testimony from 5 witnesses who would testify about atrocities allegedly committed by the AA. The AA, however, has rejected these allegations, dismissing them as politically motivated accusations made by Rohingya groups in the diaspora. AA police found among drug distributors in Arakan. The Arakan army has been conducting a series of drug raids in the townships under its control in Arakan state, and among those arrested are members of the AA's own police force, according to local sources. On August 30th, the AA arrested 11 drug distributors in Punajan Township, including 7 members of the AA's Drug Law Enforcement and Prevention Squad. Local residents said the involvement of AA police officers in the distribution and sale of narcotics undermines the credibility of the AA's administrative system and stressed that strong action must be taken to address the problem. Similarly, on August 31st, 2 drug dealers were arrested along with narcotics in Mombra Township, Kaulo Village. Locals also pointed out that drug use has become widespread among young people across both towns and rural areas in Arakan state, urging effective measures to tackle the crisis. U Kaintuka, AA's spokesperson, has previously stated that the AA is firmly opposed to all narcotics that endanger society and is ready to cooperate with international organizations in effort to eradicate drug trafficking. AA orders people to hand over firearms and weapons within 45 days. The Arakan army has issued a public directive in areas under its control, notifying individuals in possession of firearms or military weapons that they must hand over within 45 days. The AA stated that any firearms, air guns, handmade guns, explosives such as dynamite and grenade related to ammunition, as well as radio transceivers that have come into hands of civilians for various reasons will be collected in order to ensure public safety and security. The announcement further warned that these items must be surrendered to the relevant administrative offices within the 45-day period. If they are found in possession of individuals after the deadline, decisive action will be taken. In recent weeks, crimes such as theft, robbery, and armed attacks have been increasingly reported in areas under AA control, raising public concerns about safety and security. The AA has said it prioritizes stability and peace in Arakan, the safety of the people, the eradication of crime and violence, as well as upholding the rule of law and security. Junta blocks cargo deliveries to Sittwe. The Junta has restricted and blocked the transport of cargo on passenger flights from Rangoon to Sittwe since August, leading to food shortages for local residents, according to local sources. Previously, nearly all Yangon Sittwe airlines allowed the delivery of medicines and other goods, but now such cargo shipments have been entirely prohibited. In addition, locals said cargo ships from Yangon, which used to arrive in Sittwe weekly, have not docked in the town for nearly a month. With no cargo ships arriving and air transport of goods also suspended, residents are worried that essential supplies will soon run out. Currently, rice and cooking oil prices in Sittwe are soaring, while the price of onions has reached 35,000 jets per vis, and a pack of 80 betel leaves is now selling for 30,000 jets, locals said. Kyaukphyu resident rearrested after release, handed additional 10-year prison sentence. A local man from Kyaukphyu, who was rearrested after being released early from Kyaukphyu prison, has been sentenced to an additional 10 years in prison under Section 505 for undermining state stability, according to his family members. On September 1st, the Kyaukphyu Township Court handed down the extended prison term to 31-year-old Utin Tran from Officer Ward, Kyaukphyu Town. In November 2022, Utin Tran was arrested at his home by Junta troops and sentenced to 3 years in prison under Section 17(1) of the Unlawful Association Act. He was released on August 1st this year after receiving a sentence reduction, but was immediately rearrested by the Junta at the prison gate and charged under Section 505 on September 1st. The court imposed an additional 10-year prison sentence. According to DMG's documentation, more than 10 people who were released from Kyaukphyu prison have been rearrested at the prison gate. ULAAA court sentences man to 40 years in prison for raping 4 women. In Arakan Army-controlled territory in Arakan State, a man who reportedly raped at least 11 women has been sentenced to 40 years in prison by a ULAAA court for the cases of 4 victims, with investigations into the remaining cases are still ongoing. The convicted man is 25-year-old Zozo Nai, also known as Lapruche from Pridoda Ward in Chauto. The sentencing was delivered on September 1st. He was found guilty of raping 4 women, a 20-year-old from Leima Village, Chauto Township, a 17-year-old from Monja Village, Chauto Township, a 25-year-old from Songogi Village, Mrau Township, and a 14-year-old from Lakaozi Ward, Mrau Township. According to his own confession, he lured the victims by offering them jobs, then intimidated them and repeatedly raped them against their will. The ULAA District Court in Mrau convicted him under Section 366, abduction with intent, with a 3-year hard labor sentence, and under Section 376, with 7 years per victim, totaling 40 years of imprisonment for the 4 cases. Local women in AA-controlled areas said that threats to women's safety remain high despite the group's claims of governance. A spokesperson, Kyaukphyu, however, insisted that women in AA-administered territories are given full protection under the law and security measures. Despite the ULAA's control over most townships in Arakan and its efforts to administer justice, critics argued that serious shortcomings remain, particularly in the adjudication of sexual violence cases, where survivors often struggle to find adequate redress. These were the main highlights of the past week in Arakan. This program is presented every Tuesday, so please stay tuned. May all people of Arakan and the world stay healthy and safe.